Hi, my name is Derek Malinzak. I am an instructor at Rutgers University in New Jersey, formerly the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. I work in the Department of Psychiatric Rehabilitation and Counseling Professions, which is under the School of Health-Related Professions. So I understand that that's probably a mouthful, but that is technically where I work. I am a full-time instructor. I do only teach part-time. This is the spring semester right now, and I usually teach one course in the spring per year. So I'm happy to be here. The reason I'm doing this is a lot of times teachers choose to do a 1 or 2 paragraph biography, and I thought that it would be more interesting to do it in video form. So a little bit more on that later as to why that is. So a little bit about me. So I grew up on Long Island in New York and graduated high school there and then went to Rutgers in New Brunswick. Got my bachelor's there in English actually and minored in psychology. Thought I was going to be a teacher. Senior year, to get a little extra money in my pocket, I took a job as what they called a relief counselor. I was working in a residential treatment program for people with psychiatric illnesses that came from the state hospitals. And I worked in group homes, apartment programs, sort of wherever they needed me for that first year, filling in wherever and learning the ropes about how New Jersey offered residential services to people coming out of the state hospital system. And so when I graduated from Rutgers, I didn't see any schools offering me teaching jobs, so I decided to take a full-time job at this residential agency. Psych rehab at that time was still not very well practiced, at least in the agency I was in at the time. We still did things like managed people's cigarettes and told them when they can smoke and when they couldn't, and we locked up food, and we gave people extra chores when they didn't obey us, the counselors, not at all a psych rehab philosophy. And eventually I moved to, took a job at C Housing, which is a small residential provider, mainly based out of Middlesex County. My first job there was a senior counselor working in a 5-bed group home. And eventually it was there that I learned about psych rehab, and I met Dr. Spagnolo, who was doing trainings for C at the time. She got me really interested in psych rehab, and it was really thanks to her that I ended up going back to school for my master's in psych rehab. This was in 2005 till about 2008. Worked for C that whole time, and for about a year after that, I was the director of residential services. I managed the group homes. There were 3 group homes and then a small semi-supervised apartment program. And then I decided that I'd like a change. So I moved to Bridgeway Rehabilitation, another psych rehab organization in New Jersey, and I worked in the partial care program there in Elizabeth. And it was a very big change from my residential background. I was doing things like running groups, and I learned a lot about leadership there because I really had to be a leader. I had to do whatever was needed, based on staffing and the needs of the population. It was a really I learned so much at that job. And worked there for about 3 years. And the whole time after I had graduated, I had kind of remained in touch with some of the professors at the Department of Psych Rehab, gone back, guest lectured, and helped them out with supervising interns and whatnot. So a job opened up there, and I actually interviewed for a few of them, and then eventually found a good fit doing research with Michelle Mullen, who's a professor in the department in supported education. So we are looking at a cognitive remediation intervention right now and seeing if it can help students with psych disorders, college students specifically, improve their grades and stay in school longer. So it's been very interesting work. I'll be here 3 years in February. So that is pretty much my background. Some things I'm doing now, in addition to my main job, which is the research in CogRem. I teach this course. I teach 1 class a year pretty much in the spring semester. I'm also taking some courses of my own through the Coursera platform. The courses are run through the University of California at Irvine in virtual instruction and online learning. So I actually am going to be incorporating some of the things that I've learned into this class. So I hope you enjoy it. I think you'll find some things a little different than the typical UMD&J online course you may have grown accustomed to. I'm going to try and incorporate things like more video, um, weekly wrap-ups if possible, to kind of summarize what went on for the week and highlight some really great student achievements and kind of keep the class rolling. So look for more videos from me, and if you have any questions, send me an email either through the Coursera, not the Coursera, the Moodle platform, email through their system, or through the regular Rutgers email. My email address should be prominently displayed on the syllabus. Thanks again. I look forward to working with you all. Take care.